Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Caffeine, Victoria's Legacy, running on Nintendo Switch. I feel awful. Didn't sleep well. Kept having dreams all night. As I walk downstairs, I can hear Alice happily humming a tune while sweeping the floor. You seem to be in a really good mood. Of course, that's because I just ate some sweets for my late breakfast snack. Do you eat sweets every day for breakfast? Every morning I eat as many sweets as I can so I can recall what happiness feels like. I look over the counter and see a pile of cakes and pastries already prepared for sale. Taka, why don't you help yourself to more pastries and sweets? You need energy for the day. Sure, Alice, but I wouldn't want to take it. But I wouldn't want to take it from that nicely organized pile. Plus, isn't that for customers? That's all right. Take as many as you like. The fewer pastries and cakes we need to sell, the earlier we can close the shop and go home. Isn't that wonderful? Does this coffee house even make any money if we eat all the pastries before it opens? What are those paintings on the wall? I should find a barista to teach me how to brew coffee. What are those paintings on the wall? Those paintings on the wall? I was wondering when you'd ask me. They are all the paintings and photos I salvaged from the basement when I took over the coffee house. You salvaged them from the basement? I felt the wall needed some color. Hanging those pictures up there does make a huge difference. I also found some old news clippings and photos. They might be related to your parents. Why don't you have a look at them? I'll do that now. I walk over to the wall of paintings and start observing them, one by one. Ah, that's the Antipodean Opera House. The Antipodean Republic is a very dangerous place. Don't go there, Taka. Why do you say it's dangerous? They are a nation of convicts. It was said that a few centuries ago the Victorians shipped all their meanest criminals to Antipodia and left them for dead. Instead, they survived. They fought some of the most dangerous animals on Earth and carved out a land of their own. Imagine that. I heard that spiders over there are as huge as a horse, and there are flying marsupials that can punch you with their fists when jumping in midair. That does sound terrifying. And worst of all, I hear that you'll be lucky to find a bakery or a pâtissier in the Antipodean Republic. Everyone there is a kangatarian. A kangatarian? Apparently their only diet is to feed themselves on this animal called a kangaroo. They will force their children to fight a kangaroo before their meal. If they lose, they will not be able to have dinner that night. That's why the Antipodeans are so fierce and strong. That does sound really terrifying. Alice, what is Mocha? Mocha is a country located east of the Victorian Empire. The Mokans claim to be the first people to discover coffee, although we know that's not true. But they used to be the most powerful nation in the world, and one of the earliest to discover the power of caffeine. Their hegemony came to an end after the Battle of Vienna, when the Victorian Empire defeated them. Now we rarely hear about Mocha, and their nation has recently just recovered from a civil war. Hey Taka, I know you're very curious about the paintings on the wall, but I need to go back to work now. Perhaps we can look at these another day. Oh, right. I should find a barista to teach me how to brew coffee. Now that I booked my spot for the barista test, I need to go and practice my coffee brewing skills. That sounds great. I know a barista friend who can help you with your brewing techniques. She works at Taka Coffee House, the place we went to the day before. I remember that place, the fancy-looking coffee house where coffee costs a fortune. I'll head there now. Let me go upstairs and get changed first. Oh, wait, Taka. I haven't told you my friend's name. I don't wait for Alice and head back upstairs. I change into my Victorian-style clothes and head downstairs. Alice? Where are you? Oh, there's a note here. Taka, I need to go to the basement to pick up some stuff. You can leave the door unlocked and head out. The barista I was talking about is Ocean. She's one of the best baristas in Victoria and a friend of mine. You can ask her how to improve your coffee brewing skills. Her name is Ocean? Is it pronounced like ocean? Funny name, so she must be as calm and serene as the ocean. Someone named Ocean must be really sweet and polite. I walk out of the coffee house and start to descend the stairs towards the main street. Here I am again at Taka Coffee House. I sit down and casually flip through the menu. My eyes widen in horror as I see the prices. I nearly forget how expensive coffee is in Victoria. Well, I guess if it makes you feel healthier and helps you cure diseases, it's worth it. I see a familiar face walk towards me.
I can't believe it.
Oh, it's Angry Girl. Of all the coffee houses. She whispers in a low voice, just enough for me to hear.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to order a cup of coffee.
Certainly, ordering coffee inside a coffee house is expected. What kind of coffee do you want?
Want my coffee with toasted lemon. What's the cheapest beverage here? I want a latte. I mean, her name tag says Ocean. What's the cheapest beverage here? Oh, running a bit low on cash. What's the cheapest drink I can buy here?
A glass of water. 1 Vic.
I have to pay for water?
Our water is the best in Victoria, collected from the purest source with the addition of healthy minerals.
Can I have the tap water instead?
Of course you can. The loo is over there.
Enough about toilet water. What about a cappuccino? I'd really like a cappuccino with a spoon of sugar on top.
Do I need to make myself any clearer? If your preferred taste of coffee is to add steamed milk or sugar into one of the most delicious drinks in the world, then you are regrettably in the wrong place. There are many ways to ruin a good cup of coffee, and adding secretion that came from a cow's nipples is the worst sin of all.
Wow, I've lost all my appetite for a latte when you put it that way. If you don't have lattes or cappuccinos, then what kind of coffee do you have?
Coffee. Pure coffee from the world's best coffee beans, meticulously selected by the best cuppers in Victoria. Hundreds of small little particles floating in the air, colliding with each other, with their unique notes of flavor all competing for your affection. And before you know, you are transferred to the rainforests of the Mayans, the deserts of Mocha, and the volcanic landscapes of Kona. The abundance of fruit, the smell of wildflowers and herbs from where the coffee cherries once grew, all stored and contained in this little single coffee bean. It's like taking a little vacation without leaving your chair.
So you only have black coffee?
Yes. Do you have a problem with that? I do not have all day. Decide what you want and let me take your order.
I skim through the menu and see a list of coffee beans which I've never heard of. There's also a list of regions that the coffee beans originated from. Sumatra, Java, Aksumite, Mayan, and Kona. Is that Aksumite or Aksumite? I have no idea where to begin. I probably should pick something randomly. What about Kona? The mention of Kona and her mouth visually twirls a little bit, as if I just stabbed her heart with a knife. Oh. Oh, my Kona, my day's wage. That's probably why.
The Kona is one of the most expensive coffee beans in the world, with a creamy and smooth, medium-bodied and balanced flavor. Sometimes with a hint of chocolate if brewed at the right conditions. Of course, the Kona coffee does come at a price. At 20 Vicks a cup.
20 Vicks? That's worth twice the pocket money Alice just gave me. No wonder she was so sad when her Kona beans were all over the road. I don't even have 20 Vicks with me. I probably should order something else. You have any other suggestions?
If you're looking for something on the sweeter side, I would suggest our house blend, starting at 8 Vicks a cup.
8 Vicks for a cup of coffee? I feel like my heart is crying. Okay, I'll have that.
Is there anything else I can do for you before I leave you to mind your own business?
Is there anything else I want? I'm looking for Ocean.
You are looking for Ocean. Did you just say Ocean?
Yes, I'm from Taka Coffee House and Alice asked me to come over here.
Did Alice say that?
Yes, Alice wants me to take the coffee test so I can become a registered barista in 2 weeks and help save Taka Coffee House.
What? Of all the fine people in Victoria, she trusts you to save her coffee house?
Why are you saying that? Oh, wait. I suddenly see the name tag on her apron, which reads Ocean. Oh, you are Ocean.
Listen, and listen carefully. How do you spell my name?
Oceane?
Yes, my name has an E. My name is not Ocean, it is Ocean.
Oh, Ocean.
Ocean. Do not ever, ever call me Ocean.
Okay, understood.
So, Alice asked you to come here to look for me. What exactly am I supposed to teach you? How much do you actually know?
Everything about coffee I learned from Spartux. I'm going to be honest with you, absolutely nothing. I'm going to be honest with you, I know absolutely nothing about coffee. Are you going to say anything? At least compliment how honest I am.
If you wrote down everything you knew about coffee, it would be the shortest book ever.
That didn't go so well.
Let's put that aside. I'm going to prepare your coffee now, and we can continue our little discussion later.
She walks off without waiting for me to protest. Oh wait, should I follow her and observe how she brews my coffee? That's the reason I'm here, right? I should probably go over the counter now. I stand up and walk over to the counter, just in time to see Ocean grinding the coffee beans. She sees me walking over and says in a cold voice,
You haven't introduced yourself yet.
It's Taka.
Taka? What a strange name.
Well, what's so strange about my name?
You have the same name as Alice's coffee house. But anyway, were you telling the truth when you said you know nothing about coffee brewing?
Well, I took customer orders at the counter, never got any training on the espresso machine.
I see. So you have no experience.
She doesn't look impressed. She's definitely measuring my worth now, measuring whether I'm really worth her time. I look over at the setup. I'm just in time to catch a glimpse of Ocean grinding the coffee beans. The aroma of coffee spreads across the hall, like roasted cocoa, like sweet flowers. With a pour-over coffee, we usually use coffee grinds that are medium grinds. Not too fine, not too coarse. The grinder is carefully calibrated each morning to give the precise level of grind. Consistency is key. Listen, one of the most important things about brewing a great cup of coffee is precise measurements. Precise measurements? If there's one thing you can take away, it will be the golden ratio of water to coffee grinds. The golden ratio? 17.42 to 1. The golden ratio of water to coffee grinds. Always start with the exact ratio, then you can adjust depending on humidity and temperature. Here I have 18 grams of coffee grinds, which will add 300 grams of water. Ocean starts pouring water into the coffee filter. The soft impact of water against the coffee grinds results in a soothing splashing sound. An intoxicating sense of aromatic coffee pervades across the counter. The scent of pure ecstasy fills my nostrils. The coffee bean I'm using is a light roasted coffee from the Aksumete Yurgashev region, from a cooperative of 150 hectares. Grown at 1,500 to 1,800 meters above sea level, you will smell hibiscus and bright lemon. I'm using water heated to 92 degrees, which should give me a 90 degrees when the coffee reaches the bottom of the cup. She stops pouring once the water covers the grinds to the top. Let the coffee bloom, let it rest, release all the acidic and nasty gas before making the final pour. This process is important and helps enhance the flavors. I will wait for 35 seconds. Gas starts bubbling on the surface, forming a balloon. I feel a slight acidic twitch on my nose. The coffee blooms like bread popping out from the oven before it starts to recede a little. Gas bubbles appear and disappear, releasing a nasty acidic substance into the air. What's left is pure coffee orgasm. Now comes the final pour. Steep for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is when your pouring skills really matter. So how do I do the final pour? Like a free-flowing piano piece. What do you mean? But Ocean does not reply. She isn't listening to me anymore. She sets her gaze upon the stream of water pouring out from the mouth of the kettle, landing softly on the even grounds. The moment coffee and water clash, the aroma is released into the air. Mellow, floral, sweet, like dancing fairies, pretty and fair. Ocean keeps her wrist locked, arms moving in perfect circular motion. She is a conductor, directing the musical notes as freely as she can. She carefully ensures that every side of the cone is nourished with water, same quantity, same velocity, not a tremble in sight, not a hint of disturbance. Her arms circle the cone elegantly. Scents are now clashing and dancing with each other, like a princess without her tower, a bird without a cage. I glimpse at her. She focuses on the pour. From time to time, she lowers her nose to the cone and takes a few light sniffs. An aura of energy radiates from her whole body. Her angry flare has disappeared. Her tongue of provocative bitterness is hidden behind a symphony of guilty aromatic pleasure. At this very moment, she is different, a calming presence, a precious charm. Just as she nears the end of her pour, her rhythm changes. She gradually lowers her arm towards the cone, moving like a pianist's fingers dancing wildly along the keyboard. The tip of the kettle is now only a fingertip away from the grinds. Her radius of motion continues to shrink. She pours quicker, like a symphony moving towards its climax, the clash of flowing water gentle and smooth, like a distant stream sliding between a crack in the like a distant stream sliding between a crack in the rocks. And finally, she winds down her motions, arms relaxed, signaling the end of an emotional piece of music. Gradually, the last drop of water leaves the kettle, and she slowly lifts up the kettle and closes her eyes, taking a deep breath. And that is the pour, and that is the pour-over, done like a free-flowing piano piece. I look at the coffee in front of me in amazement. It's the work of art, a masterpiece that will not be forgotten. It is music beyond this world. And this is your pour-over. Today is your lucky day. Our house blend has been roasted to near perfection. We've managed to create a coffee blend which has a hint of floral, natural bitterness, and sour notes, all in one cup. I'll lift the cup and attempt to take a sip. Ahem. Just what are your intentions? Your current hasty actions imply that you are yet to be taught the proper etiquette of coffee appreciation. I would advise you have your coffee in the appropriate manner by sitting down on a soft leather couch, cherishing what your barista has endeavored to brew for you. Hopefully my advice can add a bit towards your coffee appreciation. Not that you have much to build upon. How come this feels like a slight towards me? I give up on a rebuttal and walk towards the couch. All I want is to drink coffee. Why do I feel so stressed? The formalities, the proud stares from everyone at the counter. Is this what out of place feels like? Anyway, here is my coffee. Let me just finish it. I wolf down the coffee. Just one big gulp and half the cup is gone. This coffee is light. Anyway, this should give me the necessary caffeine kick. So now that I've had coffee, that means I should be able to perform caffeine. I can try closing my eyes now, recall what I had seen on my first day here in Moria, when the cuppers were both shooting fireballs at each other. I imagine my palms heating up. I visualize a fireball under my palms. I concentrate really hard. Wrinkles start to appear on my forehead. I tighten myself and feel my whole body shaking. I push my hand upwards, imagining myself hurling a huge fireball, prepared to be shot out onto the ceiling. Nothing happens. I open my eyes again. I see Ocean looking at me in a funny way.
Is your constipation bothering you? The pharmacy is next door. I suggest you head over there before you get seriously ill.
No, I don't have constipation. I'm trying to perform caffeine. Perform caffeine? What kind of caffeine were you trying to perform exactly? Trying to shoot out a fireball. A fireball? With our house blend? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how caffeine works? Not really. I suggest you give up on your barista test then. Give up? Why? The odds are better of me seeing a hint of intelligence in you than for you to pass the barista test. Unfortunately, my mind is already made up on your level of intelligence. Another slide towards me that I don't know how to answer. I still need to try. Alice is counting on me. Then Alice is wrong. This is hopeless. She's not going to help me. But when I think about Alice's words... If we don't get a barista within 2 weeks, the enforcer is going to come back and throw us out. I can't let that happen. I can't let my parents' coffee house just close down like that. I need to find a way. Listen, I don't have much time. I need to become a registered barista so I can help Alice save the coffee house. Please tell me what I did wrong there. This is absurd. What? Do you seriously think you can unlock all the potential flavors and aromas of any kind of coffee bean within a mere 2 weeks of training? This is not child's play. Stop making a fool of yourself. And most of all, stop insulting the solemnity of a barista. What did you say? A barista endures years of training to brew coffee that achieves consistency and excellence in every pour. For years they pour their blood and sweat into making the perfect cup, only to get to the level where they can be recognized as a decent barista. And up pops you, a fake barista with a fake name. A fake barista with a fake name? Wait, did she just say I have a fake name? What do you mean by that? She gives me a look as if she's seen something disgusting lurking in front of her. How long are you going to pretend you don't know what I'm saying? To be honest, I really don't. Taka. You call yourself Taka. How dare you? Huh? What is this girl talking about? What's wrong with my name? I'm sure you tell everyone your family's name is Knight, don't you? Taka Knight. That's my name. That's always been my name. But the girl in front of me looks like she'll punch me in the nose relentlessly if I dare insist that's my name. I've known Alice since she took over that coffee house, but I've known about that coffee house since I was a child. You do, then. And you, sir, are one vagrant, opportunistic liar to call yourself Taka Knight. The words that were about to come out of my mouth become a dry hiss, as air would not come out of my throat. What is she saying? Taka Coffee House, established by Richter and Sarah Knight in the same year when their son Taka Knight was born. Both of them were seen as legends in the coffee industry, having revolutionized the coffee-making process with methods unknown at the time. Legends in the coffee industry? Ocean echoes the same sentiment and respect towards my father that Alice conveyed to me yesterday. Though I still have a hard time accepting that my father was a well-respected individual in this world. It's just too far-fetched to even imagine. However, their fame was short-lived, for they made powerful enemies. One night, the whole family disappeared. Disappeared? Wait, you know what happened to my family? Nobody knows for sure, only rumors. What is known, however, is that Richter Knight was prying into matters which he had no business in. Every word that comes out of her mouth gives me a series of shockwaves, like electricity constantly flowing through my nerves. The underworld's methods are cunning and brutal. Who knows where their remains lie? Remains? You think I'm dead? Ocean gives me an indignant look, as if this is a simple conclusion to the disappearance of the Knights that couldn't even be called a complicated mystery. Is that what this is about? Everyone in Victoria thinks my family was murdered? What was my father prying into before my life was suddenly turned upside down? What did he do? Who knows where their bodies lie? The harbor is vast. The ocean is even more vast. Their bodies will never be found. And that's not true. I'm still here. That's why you are a liar. My eyes widen in shock as I finally realize the origins of her madness. She doesn't believe I'm Taka Knight, and she doesn't believe who I am. Then, of course, she'd be mad because... Alice is gullible, but I am not. You expect me to believe that, by coincidence, a person with the same name as the Knight's son suddenly shows up and claims himself to be lived here before? To be honest, if someone had done the same thing to me, I would be a bit suspicious as well, but I am Taka Knight. What are your intentions of taking up the name of the long-deceased person? There can only be a handful of possibilities. And the most probable reason is that you're taking advantage of Alice's kindness, a parasite living on others' naivete. No, I'm not.
Of all the vagrants I've seen in my life, you are the epitome of a person who feels no shame.
Stop it, I'm Taka Knight. How do I prove I'm Taka Knight? Oh yeah? How do you prove you're Ocean? This is a super childish answer. How do I prove I'm Taka Knight? That couldn't possibly be any further from the truth. I need to prove to her that I am indeed the person who I say I am. But again, I have no ID, no proof. There's no way for me to prove I'm Taka Knight in this primitive world where photo cards don't exist. Do you have anything to say for yourself? If not, I suggest you leave now. How do you want me to prove myself? Huh? You do not give up, do you? Because I am Taka Knight. I just don't know how I can prove it to you. Fine. Let me ask you a question then. In what year did Richter Knight win the Barista Championships? What? Year? What year did he win the Barista Championships? How would I know? You don't know? I look at Ocean with my mouth wide open. I couldn't give her an answer, as the answer doesn't exist in my brain. I kept my question simple. It's unfathomable that the son of the legendary barista wouldn't even know in what year his father rose to glory and fame. Now, do you still have anything to say for yourself? But he never told me. Pardon? A gush of blood rushes through my veins. I feel my nerves cracking under pressure. My skull is exploding from an incoming wave. I can't stand it anymore. I just can't. Because he never told me anything. I'm sorry. I can't prove anything to you. I get it because they never told me anything. My father never told me who he was. He kept every secret to himself, and I hate him. I hate him for it. So you know nothing. I know nothing. There's nothing I can do to prove who I am. All I have are my memories. Your memories? What memories? My memories of happiness. I came to Victoria so I could be reunited with that happiness that I lost a long time ago. I take a deep breath. I am reluctant to open myself up, but emotions have taken the best of me, my rationality put aside. I never knew my mum, even though I know, deep in my heart, we spent 6 years happy together. But one day she just disappeared from my life. I have no idea where she is. The only memory I have of her is the coffee house on the corner of that little alley. Sometimes I dream about it, and I see my parents looking at each other, eyes shining with love. But once I return to reality, I just see my father's eyes, hollow and filled with despair. What happened? I kept asking, but I never got an answer, until now. Imagine my surprise to see that coffee house just standing there, like how I remembered it, right here in this city. The only memory that I still have of my mum, it's here, right in this city that I have no memory of. But now they are taking it away from me. This time it could be forever. I can't allow that to happen. Taka Coffee House is the only memory I have left of my mum. It's the only connection I have with the city. If they take it away from me, then I'm really a nobody. I can't lose it. It would be like losing my mum forever. My mum who told me that nothing matters more than seeing me happy. Nothing matters more than seeing you happy? What do you know of lost? What do you know how I feel? To remember nothing about the person you love? Having them so close to your heart, yet the memories are so far away? How fake is it to claim to love someone when you don't even remember her face or a word that she ever said? How fake to be someone like me. We both stand in silence, unable to voice another word. Me too emotional, she too bewildered to say anything. I hold back my tears, as I do not want her to see me cry, but the emotions are just stacking like rocks in a landslide, crushing me into the abyss. I could not stand this any longer. I'm sorry. You want proof? I cannot give it to you. I only have my memories, but these memories mean nothing to you. I will find something else to help me. I will find someone else to help me. I turn around and take my leave.
Wait!
What now? I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to brew coffee. What? Why? Someone who doesn't even attempt to memorize basic trivia about his father is most likely not a fraud. Is that her reason for believing me? No, she stopped short of saying she believes who I am. She just said she's willing to help me. So far, I have no idea what caused her to change her mind. I simply could not believe that she suddenly decided that I'm really Taka Knight. But even though I can help you pass the barista test, that doesn't mean you can find your mom. What did you say? Let me tell you the cruel reality. How many years have you been away? If nobody has seen her all these years, it's unlikely you'll find her now. What she says is the cold, hard truth. But I just can't accept it. I'm not interested in her reasoning. I gotta say, I have to refuse. I refuse to be taught by you. What? Why? Because my dignity won't let me, is what I tell myself deep down. Isn't that obvious? You said some really nasty things about my parents. Just as I finish my sentence, I lean my body forward and slam my fist onto the wall behind her, and I give her a stare that would tame even a ferocious lion. What is this? What is this visual novel? It's so crazy. For the record, I don't believe my mom is dead. She is alive. The impact of my fist on the wall shakens her. Although she manages to maintain her composure, sweat starts flowing out from her body as she looks at me with a bewildered look. So don't you dare tell me she's dead. I will find her. That's the whole reason I came to Victoria. She continues to stare at me while her body is sweating profusely. She tries to evade my stare, but I would not let her. I will not back down when my dreams are being ridiculed. I'll make sure she gets the point. The quest to find my mother is what has given me a reason to fight. If that purpose is lost, then I'm not sure I can survive in this world anymore. It's the only connection I have with this world. But then her lips curl upwards, giving me a sinister grin. I see, you are a believer, aren't you? So, you're just going to walk out without achieving your purpose? Oh, cat break. My purpose? You forgot, didn't you? Did you tell me you came here to save Alice's coffee house? You're a hothead, aren't you? I disrespected the mother you love, but in that rage you forgot your original purpose. Now it's my turn to sweat. I got sidetracked. But she's right. Alice asked me to come here solely because the girl standing in front of me might be the only person who can help me. And I already know her coffee was brewed to perfection. It's a skill I could never learn by myself. So tell me, Taka, which is more important to you? What is your priority? Find your mother or to help Alice save the coffee house? Yeah, well, we're going to help Alice, because we can always find Mom later. Right? There's no doubt. I need to help Alice save the coffee house. Nothing is more important than that. Not only because the coffee house contains all the happy memories of me and my mum, it's all because it was Alice who saved me when I was most desperate. If it were not for Alice, who saved me when I was losing my sanity in this world, I wouldn't have made it this far. Help Alice save the coffee house. That is my priority. She smiles at me triumphantly, much to my dismay. So, are we in mutual agreement? Our partnership is only because we have a mutual goal, and that is to help Alice, nothing else. Yes, help Alice. Now, isn't it time you focus on your task at hand and stop flirting with me? Flirting with you? Not sure what's running in your mind, but to anyone else who is looking at us right now, it does seem like you are pulling some desperate measures to win my affection. That's far from the truth. But as I scan my surroundings, I see bewildered baristas with red cheeks on their faces. Then I realize I've been doing a kabedon, basically slamming my fist on the wall and looking at Ocean fiercely. But that forceful stare might well be mistaken for being, well, passionate. Ocean continues to give me a playful look. I pull my arm away from the wall. My face begins to feel red upon the revelation. Just to be clear, that wasn't... Yes, I know. You were just confused. You still haven't answered my question. What did I do wrong? First, the moment you lifted that cup towards your lips, your disrespect was imminent. I saw you wolfing down that coffee in one big gulp. You even attempt to slow down and appreciate the coffee I brewed for you. Come to think of it, I didn't really give it much thought.
If you want caffeine to bless you, you need to learn how to respect it.
Ocean hands me another cup of coffee. I suspect you are a person of haste. You have lived a life that requires you to always be in a rush. You drink fast, you speak fast, you walk fast. It is intolerably irritating to observe your pace. I do not understand why you are in such a hurry. Caffeine requires slow appreciation. Without appreciation, you are just a lifeless zombie yearning continuously for fuel. So now, please try to use all your senses to appreciate this cup of coffee. I do, she says, and lifts the cup closer to my nose.
Appreciating coffee is like appreciating music. Like a symphony with different parts.
Like a symphony? Just then, the music in the room magically switches to a clear piano melody. The easiest odor to detect is the sour fruit smell. Its bright aromatic odor pisses into your nostrils like a high-pitched piano melody in a concerto. The melody keeps looping again and again, like raindrops dropping onto a pond, soft but bright, as if it was yearning for love and appreciation. Next is the soothing sweet and mellow flavors when you start sipping the first drop of coffee, using your lips and tongue to feel its texture. As I take my first sip, the tune in my head slowly transforms itself, like the woodwind section and the steady cello in the background, giving the symphony a solid base and foundation. I hear a steady chord of strings lifting up the high-pitched piano, improving its clarity and sharpness. And finally, you have the natural bitterness, the aftertaste that brings forward the remnant tastes of your coffee, like the beating of a snare drum far away in the background. And I hear snare drums, together with the whole orchestra playing in my head. The symphony is now in full play, and my mind wanders into a far distant land. I am now in the Mayan highlands, or the jungles of Sumatra. I am appreciating the beauty of the scenery, the smell of fruits hanging beneath the trees, the distant song of the birds, the odor of the grass, the wind breezing across the landscape, sending the fresh smell of herbs into my lungs. Then I notice that far away across the landscape there is a chocolate river flowing with rich cocoa. The flavor of bitterness lingers at the back of my tongue. I am in paradise. In order to perform caffeine, you need to capture the right moment. When you are in need of healing, you need to capture the moment when the fruity smell is at its strongest. When you are in need of bitterness, wait until the end, when the bitterness is lingering at the back of your tongue. I see. Can you tell me more about how to perform caffeine, then? No, I won't. No? Why? 2 weeks is better spent learning on how to brew a decent cup of coffee than to learn caffeine. Both are in the syllabus. That is why I'm telling you to focus on coffee brewing. However, we still have one problem. What problem? You really need to learn some cupping skills. I see you have a sensitive palate, but you have no idea how to use it properly. I suggest you go to the Coffee Academia to get some cupping lessons. They have a collection of coffee beans you can try. Can't I learn cupping skills here? You want to waste our precious coffee beans on your insensitive tongue? Alright, so it's all about money. Now go and get your cupping lessons. There's nothing else for me to teach you today. Huh, there's one more thing. What now, Taka? You said my father made some really powerful enemies. Have you already forgotten? Forgot what? Your priorities, Taka. You told me you'll prioritize saving the coffee house. But can't you at least tell me what you know? I will tell you after you have taken the barista test. If I tell you now, it will just distract you. She's right. Probably going to get distracted if I start hearing her stories about my parents. But not knowing really gets on my nerves. It just makes my mind more preoccupied, as if it's going to explode with pain at any moment. Anyway, I'm leaving now. And thank you for your help. Taka. Yes? I apologize for what I said about your parents. There's nothing to apologize for. You forgive easily, don't you? Well, I guess so. I rarely hold a grudge towards people, unless they have wronged me deeply. There's one more thing I want to say. I remain silent, as I sense the seriousness in her tone that forces me to concentrate. Your mother once told you that nothing is more important than seeing you happy. That's why you're trying so hard to reunite with the happiness that once was. Things have changed here, you know. Even if your coffee house hasn't changed, people change. You may not find your mom. I'll see you later, Ocean. Now, that was one intense coffee lesson. I should bring a notebook next time to record everything down. But first, I should go and visit Eliza again to get some cupping training. A goth girl? She's standing next to the door, but not going in. Oh, I wonder what she's up to. Huh? Did she just vanish in front of me? What just happened? Anyway, I should go in. Taka, you're back. Did you go to meet my friend, Ocean? Yes, I did. I always thought the ocean was a calm and serene place. But today I realized the ocean can be a galloping storm waiting to engulf and drown you. I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about, Taka? You never told me how to pronounce her name. I thought she was called Ocean. She went from barista girl to becoming angry girl. I wanted to tell you her name, but you ran back upstairs to get changed. Was she helpful? Did you get a chance to taste her coffee? I'd never felt so stressed drinking a cup of coffee in my life. But I have to admit, her coffee was indeed amazing. I felt like it was taken to a magical wonderland with all kinds of fruits and flowers. Oh, I also saw how she prepared the pour-over coffee. Yeah, I can try practicing my brewing skills based on what I observed. That sounds like a great idea. Let me bring out the coffee equipment. Alice takes out a coffee dripper from the shelf with a cloth filter already in place. I get to work immediately. I recall what I saw when Ocean was brewing her cup of coffee for me. Unfortunately, I do not have a photographic memory. Guess I'll just have to wing it. Here's my pour-over coffee, Alice. Let's see. Can I add sugar in this cup of coffee? What? Why? I got a lot of smack when I asked Ocean to add sugar or milk into my coffee. I know, you're not supposed to add any sweeteners to coffee because it will affect your ability to perform caffeine. But Taka, is this drinkable? Thanks for the show of confidence, Alice. That really gives me a lot of motivation to keep going. Sorry, Taka, but this coffee looks like water. I can even see through the coffee. I can even see through the coffee at the bottom of the cup. Fine, if you don't drink it, I will. I'll show you. I will show you. My coffee is just as good as any barista's in Victoria. I lift the cup and start pouring the contents into my mouth. Ugh. What is this feeling? Why am I suddenly so scared? Instead of being sent to a magical fantasy world, my whole world goes black. Dark and depressed. The color and brightness of this world drains away from my consciousness. My motivation. Depression starts to sink in. You are a useless piece of garbage. Do you really think a noob like you can brew a cup of coffee fit for consumption? I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Please don't go. I promise I'll work harder. My papa told me not to be friends with people who brewed bad coffee. No, not you too, Eliza. Even though you were kind and sweet, why are you doing this to me? Come back! Was I wrong to trust you, Taka? Please pack up your belongings and leave this coffee house now. No, please. I will work harder. Please! Are you alright, Taka? You look really pale. I knew it. That coffee was terrible. You're right. Looks like I still have much to learn. If I serve this cup of coffee during the test, I definitely won't pass. Very soon, nighttime approaches. I spend some time practicing my pour-over without much progress. I give up and decide to lie on my bed. I'm really knackered, but I don't want to sleep. I met so many people and so many things have happened in the past couple of days. How safe am I? How deep is the conspiracy against me? Now, Taka, answer me this, and answer carefully, as how you respond could very well determine your fate. My question, what does this coffee bean actually do? What is Coffee Terrorist trying to tell me? What's she trying to say? After taking over this coffee house, I picked up stories about the founders. It turns out he was quite famous at that time. My father was famous, but he never told me, and now his fame is coming back to haunt me. Taka Knight, did you say? Lady Stanley definitely knows who I am. The only thing I'm unsure of is whether she's a friend or foe. Nobody knows for sure, only rumors. What is known, however, is that Richter Knight was prying into matters which he had no business in. What was my father prying into? What dangerous matters could lead our whole family to vanish from Victoria? I feel my presence here in Victoria has already caused a series of conspiracies to brew up. Is it safe to stay in this coffee house? Maybe I should escape. Should I escape? No, I can't escape. I must stay. How could I leave? I will not abandon her. Well, I see you can't say yes. I'll say, I will not abandon her. No, I can't. If I leave, then this coffee house will be shut down and Alice will have nowhere to go. What am I supposed to do? What should I do? Chapter 4. Yum yum. First thing I see when I walk down the staircase is Alice munching on a piece of cake. Good morning, Taka. It's so nice to be alive. That cake you're having? It looks so delicious. I made it this morning. It's called the Victorian Lady. The cake itself is made from japonica flour, slowly mixed with ground black tea leaves. After that, I add full cream milk, giving it a distinctive milk tea aroma. I poured lemon icing on the surface and finally topped it off with pieces of lime and handmade fruit jam. And there you have it, an elegant delicacy that any Victorian cupper can't resist. I look at the cake in amazement. This is probably one of the most beautiful cakes I've ever seen in my life, on par with the dessert bar cakes that you see in luxury hotels. Hey, Taka, try a slice and let me know what you think. Sure, but if we both have a slice, a third of the cake will be gone. Not to worry, we'll just earn less money. Money's for buying happiness anyway, and I'm already happy. I take a little slice of the cake and put it in my mouth. Oh, I get what you mean. I feel happy too. Wait, Taka, don't gobble it all up. Happiness is supposed to be appreciated slowly. Did you have a good sleep? But I guess that's a rhetorical question. You look awful, Taka. You didn't sleep, did you? Oh, sorry that I couldn't sleep well last night. I kept having bad dreams. Oh no, you still haven't recovered from all the trauma, have you? I guess so. But please don't worry, Alice. I'll get over it. Can I? Can I really get over it? Just thinking of clouds now makes my whole body shiver. Look at those dark circles under your eyes, Taka. You probably need another coffee. No, I can't. The coffee's too expensive. It's costing me a kidney. And I need my kidney in case I ever return to my world and need to sell it to repay my student loans. I know what you can do. Why don't you go to Sparkwood Coffee House? I mean, they don't serve the best coffee, but their espressos are really cheap. It's only 2 Vicks. 2 Vicks? Compared to the ridiculous prices at Moria Coffee House, that does sound a lot more reasonable. Sparkwood Coffee House is just a walk across the park. You can have fun listening to the birds chirping on the street while you're there. Just a walk across the park. Sounds easy enough. And yes, listening to birds mating with each other sounds like fun, but I'll stick with walking. Is there anything else you want to ask before heading off? Let's have another look at the wall here. What are we doing? This is this one. That's Monkey Falls, the largest waterfall in Victoria. The largest waterfall? Doesn't really look that huge to me. Victoria is just a small city, Taka. We don't really have many natural landscapes to show off. The waterfall is usually full of people during the weekends. Families will hang out and camp alongside the lake. Have you been there? Yes, I have, but I don't like that place. The waterfall is full of butt-scratching monkeys. Butt-scratching monkeys? Yes, monkeys with butts that are as red as cherries. You always spot them looking at you, with one of their hands scratching their butt. And before you know it, they are already running towards you, pulling your hair with their hands. Ew, just thinking of it makes me sick. Imagine what kind of stuff they scratch out from their butts. That's funny. It must have been a really good memory for you. No, it wasn't. I've only been to Monkey Falls once, but I'm never going to go back there again. So how do you get to Monkey Falls if I ever want to get there? It's very difficult to get there. You have to take a ferry to the northern peninsula first, and hike for half a day before reaching the waterfall. Usually people just teleport there, but commoners like us just need to find time to hike there. What's the fuss about Mayan coffee anyway? Are they really that special? There are good and bad coffee beans from Maya, but because of the distance between the two nations, we rarely get any in Victoria. So everyone goes crazy about them when a shipment finally arrives. So it's just demand and supply. I get it now. Hey, Taka, I know you're very curious about the paintings on the wall, but yeah, okay, sure. We only can do 2 at a time. I'll get going now. I'm out of breath. I should have asked Alice how long it will take to get to Sparkwood Coffee House. She just told me to walk across the park, but she didn't really tell me this is the park. This park is huge. Massive huge. It's like the Central Park of parks, not your neighborhood strolling park. After walking for 15 minutes, I take Alice's advice. I start listening to birds swiping the leaves, chirping on the trees. I remember my science class, birds chirping and singing because they're looking for a mate. They're also defending their territory and calling out for danger, but their real purpose is bird sex. Watch as one bird chases another bird around the park in circles. They are persistent. They hunger for deep mating action. But she's playing hard to get. Of course she is. She needs to be sure that the male is strong enough for her, both physically and mentally, to satisfy her deep thirst for nirvana-level ecstasy. Finally, the female gives in and they fly away together. A happy bird couple. That's when I realize these birds have a happier sex life than me. I let that sink in for a while. I look around the park. I see a statue. A queen-size statue. A proud, dignified, coffee-loving, sitting statue. She peers over her subjects with a mocking smile. I look at the plaque at the foot of the statue. Queen Victoria, founder of Victoria, descendant of Princess Alodia. Discoverer of the 5 elements, explorer and ruler of the southern seas. Long live Her Majesty's reign. She was probably around my age when the statue was carved. So at my age, she had already conquered the world, while I'm still figuring out how to brew a cup of coffee without making myself vomit. I look behind the statue and see the exit. Across the road is a brick building with a huge logo on the front door, shaped like a tulip, like latte art. From a distance, I already see a swarm of people walking in. Enough pondering. I should go in. I enter Sparkwood Coffee House. As soon as I open the door, an impressive line of espresso machines appears before my eyes. The ceilings are high, wide, and lit with a soft yellow light glowing from a matrix of gas lamps hanging beneath the false steel roofs. My eyes steer towards the counter. I cannot find a line. There's only a group of confused customers chaotically surrounding the counter, angrily demanding their espressos. Where's my espresso? I've been waiting for 5 minutes. This is ridiculous. It's taking longer to prepare than my lunch. I did not order a cappuccino. I ordered a caramel latte served with 4 scoops of sugar. Yes, 4 scoops of sugar, not 4 spoons. Why is my latte not served in a glass cup? Your professionalism has gone down the drain. I'm so sorry, everyone. Please give us time to sort out your orders. This is a mess. The employees here seem to be in a state of confusion. They all have busy and worried looks on their faces. I don't even know where I should start queuing. Should I give up and go somewhere else for coffee?
Fear not, Sparkwoodians. Mel is here to save the day.
Huh? A ray of light shines into the coffee house. The main door swiftly bursts open. A girl wearing a brown cap stands there, enjoying the moment with her cheeky smile, as the disgruntled crowd slowly turns their gaze towards her. It's Mel, our favorite barista. She's finally here. Late again, Mal? I've been waiting for you to prepare my espresso.
Yo-ho, Sam! Is it a caramel latte with 4 scoops of sugar as usual? That will be ready for you in no time. And everyone, don't just stand there, stand in a line. Anyone who is not in line will not be served. That's the first rule of Sparkwood. Understood?
Like magic, everyone starts forming a line in front of the counter. The girl who calls herself Mel confidently does a catwalk towards the counter. She gives me a wink when she brushes past me with her long brown hair waving across my face.
Mr. Manager, don't just stand there. Get all the espresso machines running at once. We need to brew 10 espresso shots within 1 minute. Understood?
Are you sure we need 10 espresso shots?
Of course. I know each customer's orders by heart. Sam wants a latte, Lady Humphrey wants a doppio, and then you have James, Connie, Lady Wendy, Madame Pomfret, and Sydney the Sailor all lined up for their daily cup of caffeine. An iced latte, caramel latte with cinnamon on top, double shot cappuccino, an Antipodean flat white, and a West Coast long black with cream on top. That's already 9 espressos. Add 1 more shot for the young man over there. Then we need 10 espresso shots in total. Is everyone clear now?
Yes, madam.
Everyone, I'll be taking your orders now. What would you like, James?
I better start queuing myself. My eyes are set upon Mel, who is working the counter with speed and precision. The whistling sound of steam in the background starts to gain pace. Gears and wheels keep turning, dispensing coffee beans, which are instantly grinded into powder. The scent of freshly grinded coffee roast flies across the hall. I close my eyes and enjoy the elation of my senses. Cocoa, mellow, sweet, an intense rapture of joy captures my soul. Mel jokes with one customer while her hands are busily passing along a freshly brewed espresso. Her customer is delighted, cheery, happy. She hands over a latte to one customer, a latte with cinnamon to another, while her other hand pours a latte with beautiful art on top. What was previously a chaotic and confusing scene has now turned into an efficient coffee brewing machine.
Your coffee is ready, James. Hope you have a nice day at the harbor. Next in line, please.
Very soon I find myself in the front of the line, standing in front of the girl who is looking at me with a big cheery smile.
Good morning, Mr. Newface. What would you like to order?
What would I like to order? Espresso shot? I can't believe I'm seeing the woman of my dreams. Why are there so many incel answers in this game? A half decaf double shot, salted caramel organic chocolate mocha with 2 pumps of vanilla, organic soy milk, extra foam, and light ice well stirred. Yeah, no, I'll just take an espresso shot. I want an espresso shot. The one that could shoot off fireballs in a coffee duel.
Sure, you can order an espresso shot. Whether you can shoot out fireballs from that espresso shot is up to you.
Is it really that hard?
Have you done it before?
No, never performed caffeine before.
Then it'll probably be hard for you. I remember the first time I created a fireball from a single espresso shot. But the fireball quickly faded into a little spark. It could hardly light up a match. Recently, I've been practicing a lot, thinking I was getting quite good at it until I came to Victoria. People here are crazy. They can create fireballs the size of a head and throw them at each other. And set the whole coffee house on fire without blinking an eye. Anyway, here's your espresso shot. That'll be 2 Vicks.
That was quick.
It's called espresso for a reason. What do you think those rows of espresso machines are doing while we're chatting? Efficiency is key at Sparkwood. Hope we'll see you again soon.
I take my espresso to a table. This espresso, taken as a shot, is going to give me 10 seconds of elated pleasure. The odor of a strong, pungent roast enters my nostrils. A creamy layer of foam floats on the surface. Thick, rich, like cream on top. From my Spartak days, I recall the foamy layer is called the crema. It contains all the good stuff, the sweetness that complements the bitterness of the concentrated coffee underneath. I drink my espresso in one gulp, let it flow along my tongue. The sensation punches me and wakes up my brain. The pungent flavors excite my taste buds. I'm now awake. This is no ordinary caffeine. It contains magic. My energy levels are replenished. Normally that wouldn't happen so quickly with real-world coffee. But coffee here seems to be magical. Fireballs, huh? I'm sure I can do it this time. I remember what Ocean said about the power of caffeine. It's all about my cupping skills. I don't understand anything about cupping yet. But I guess it's all about appreciating the aromas and flavors of this little shot of espresso. And guess what? I have a good sensitive palate. Probably inherited from my barista father. I push my hands out with both my arms bonded together. I open my palms with the tips facing outwards from each other. I visualize a fireball shooting out from the heart of my palms as I shout at the top of my lungs. Fire!
Water! You know it's a public offense to shout fire in a crowded coffee house, don't you? Your head could end up under the guillotine.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was just trying to perform caffeine.
It's alright if you can't perform caffeine. Most people who come to Sparkwood can't either.
Everyone is now staring at me, trying to hide their brief chuckles. I feel a little bit embarrassed. Part of me just died within, the part where my ego is stored. My face turns hot. This does feel a little strange. Maybe the espresso was a little bit too weak.
Are you doubting our espresso brewing skills? You sure have guts. Would you like me to try a shot and see if I can land a fireball on top of your head?
No thanks.
Good. Now be nice and don't disturb the customers. How about picking up a book from our shelves?
I know, my character is a freaking moron. Why do I have to play such a idiot? They have bookshelves here? Let me see if there are any interesting books to read. Probably something about history or geography will come in handy. Wait a minute. All these books have the same title. Pour from Your Heart by Hiroko Nakamoto. The inspiration behind Sparkwood Coffee House's stunning success. I grab a copy, flipping it over to read the synopsis on the back cover, but then a photo catches my eye. She's the author of the book? What's with that mask on her face? Anyway, what does it say about her in the synopsis? Before Nakamoto founded Sparkwood, coffee was a drink for cuppers. Commoners rarely could afford the luxury of a pour-over coffee or the elegant Victorian press showcased in the prestigious coffee houses that lined up on the main street. But Sparkwood changed all of that. In the span of 7 years, Nakamoto successfully introduced espresso-based drinks to the masses at affordable prices. All Victorians, cuppers, baristas, and commoners were finally able to enjoy a cup of coffee, together with its healing properties. Victoria eventually entered a new era, with the masses' newly founded love of espressos and the ability to create fire and steam from caffeine, increasing its productivity. Read about the true story behind Nakamoto's rise to stardom in the coffee world of Victoria. Interesting. Should I read this? But I really should head back to the coffee house and practice my coffee brew.
Yoo-hoo!
A strong palm pats me on the back and I nearly choke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know your back was so fragile.
Oh, it's you again.
Excuse me, I have a name. It's Mel.
And I'm Taka. Taka Knight.
Hello, Taka. You seem to be interested in the book you were reading just now, so I would like to do some marketing. Buy this book and receive a free copy. How does that sound?
Thanks, but no thanks. I don't really have the time to read books.
Oh, such a busy person you are. Don't even have time to know more about the most successful business person in the world, Hiroko Nakamoto?
Well, I'm sorry to ask, but who is Hiroko Nakamoto? Is Hiroko Nakamoto really famous? This is the first time I've heard of her.
Seriously? You're asking if she's famous? She's my role model, one of the smartest people alive. Think about it. In just a single decade, she turned Sparkwood Coffee House into the most profitable coffee house in Victoria, setting up branches all around the world. And she did all this by entering an untapped market, selling coffee to people who never drank coffee before. This is what I call a true visionary.
The way you talk about Nakamoto, it reminds me of someone who talks about coffee. Mesmerizing. Well, why don't you tell me about Nakamoto while I sit back and listen?
I don't know what you do for a living. For me, I still have to work. But since you're such a good student, I'll let you ask one question about Nakamoto and her coffee empire.
Just one question? That's hardly enough to know a person.
Then you better choose your question wisely.
So Sparkwood really is fast food coffee, isn't it? Would you like to go on a date with me? No, let's talk about the coffee. So Sparkwood's like the fast food of coffee houses.
The fast food of coffee houses? What do you mean?
Well, you said that Sparkwood Coffee House has coffee chains all around the world. So I guess you have a whole supply chain of people working like machines, churning out espressos and lattes nonstop every day. While I really love the price, it doesn't seem like your coffee has a very good reputation around Victoria.
Hey, I work here as well. Don't say it as if I'm just a tiny screw in a machine that brews cheap coffee. That makes me so sad. I'm a barista as well, and I pour my heart and soul into every coffee I brew. My record is 200 espressos in a single day. Beat that.
200 espressos in one day? That's amazing.
Only in Sparkwood Coffee House can I make so many espressos in a day. But that's not the most important thing of all. Of those 200 espressos I serve, I know each and every customer by name. That's what Nakamoto teaches us. Our biggest asset is our people. Baristas are the heart of our business. With good people comes good business.
I don't know how you manage it. How do you remember so many names? Each and every customer? That sounds excessive.
I've been training my memory since I was 12. That's when I decided to become a Nakamoto barista. Anyway, I think I've answered more than one question. I'd sure like to teach you more about my idol, but I have to go now. Come back next time, and we can discuss how great a visionary Nakamoto is. Oh, one more thing. Since you are interested in the art of espresso caffeine, why not take up a free espresso masterclass?
My legs are walking halfway across the aisle when I hear Mel say free espresso masterclass. Did you say a free espresso masterclass?
Yes, we are offering it free to our coffee quiz winners. Come back tomorrow or the day after, win the quiz, and you get the best barista in town to teach you the art of espresso.
That sounds tempting. Maybe Sparkwood can help me. I can pass the barista test by brewing an espresso. Yes, this is way more tempting than learning from Miss Fiery Head, finger-pointing Cincinnati. Cincinnati? I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry.
I struck a chord. Then
Cinder?
I guess I'll see you around soon.
Cincinnati. Oh, I suppose that's what she's trying to... Cincinnati. Okay. Cincinnati. Blink. She gives me another wink just as she leaves and goes back to the counter. What an interesting personality. I should come back. Special masterclass, eh? I walk out of the coffee house and find myself back in the park. The fresh scent of late morning flowers blooming in the background, the tranquilizing sound of birds chirping in the distant trees. A huge contrast to the strong espresso smells at Sparkwood Coffee House, with the whistling sounds of pipes and the busy crowd from all walks of life walking in and out. I remember what Ocean said. Walk at a leisurely pace, appreciate the architecture, blah blah blah. I don't know what's with Ocean, she's so annoying. But her words keep coming back to me, like a thorn stuck in my spine. Her words conveyed with such indignant emotions, yet I could not ignore what she said, because she does have a point. Well, here I am in a park, appreciating nature, just like how she advised me to. I will just close my eyes and enjoy this moment, and maybe somehow my caffeine powers will within me will awaken. Might find myself transported back to Taka Coffee House, saving the walk. Or better, my force within me will lead me to a girl of immense beauty, and I will finally experience love at first sight. Yes, I will open my eyes to a girl finding me intensely looking at me intensely, her lips conveying no expression as she plays hard to get, her soft, delicate hair shining and waving under the cheerful breeze. I feel the immense energy surrounding me. When that happens, it means the universe is plotting to take my dream, or it means the universe is plotting to make my dream come true. I will open my eyes now. Open my eyes to find myself staring at a man. He too stares at me intensely, his lips conveying no emotions, his hair waving under the mocking breeze. At this moment I should be gazing at a beautiful lady, not a grumpy man who looks like he's going to eat me up.
It's you.
Huh? Who are you? Do I know you?
Seriously? It's only been a few days, but you don't recognize me?
Oh, it's you.
Listen, I have a name, and it's Constantine. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me.
Alright, Constantine. I'm working on getting my barista license. You don't have to look at me like I'm already failed.
You are a troublemaker, and always will be. I will look at you for what you are worth. I've been investigating you. You have quite a unique name, so imagine my surprise when I found no records of you entering the city.
No records? What records?
Didn't your employer say that you arrived in Victoria by airship? If you did, you would have passed through the airports, and there would be a record of you. We found nothing. No one by the name of Taka entering the city.
They probably just made a mistake. Maybe they forgot to write down my name or spelled it wrong.
Are you doubting the professionalism of the Victorian enforcer?
Everyone makes mistakes. The Victorian forces don't seem like a bright bunch.
How dare you? Listen, Taka. I demand to see your papers. I need to verify your story so that I know you are no illegal immigrant who is trying to live off Victoria's generous welfare.
Papers? I don't have any papers.
What do you mean you don't have any? All foreigners who enter Victoria through the ports have proper papers to identify themselves. Unless you entered this city illegally.
Well, it's hard to explain, but I didn't enter Victoria illegally either.
Then how did you enter this city exactly?
What should I say? I'm a Victorian. I was born here. I dropped off the sky from 13,000 feet above. I don't know if I was born here, was I? I dropped out of the sky when the airship was blown into pieces.
The airship? Do you mean the airship accident that happened a few days ago?
Yes, I was there, and I fell from the sky, only to be saved by Alice. That's why I'm in Victoria.
Sure, I believe you. I believe you definitely did drop from the sky.
Great, so may I leave now?
No, you may not. Even if you did drop down from the sky, I still need to see your papers.
Wait, who is that? Are you serious? I dropped down from the sky. I lost everything. My luggage, my bag, my clothes. I lost my papers as well. You're going to torture a traumatized soul who just managed to survive the most devastating experience of his life?
I pity your trauma. But all I want is to see your papers. If you are unable to show your papers, then I, Constantine, the enforcer of justice in Victoria, will have to arrest you for illegally trespassing into Victorian territory.
What? Come on.
What are you two arguing about?
We will turn around to see a strangely dressed girl in hot pants and a huge ornament and a huge ornament-heavy cap. Sticking out from her head is an unusually long metal pipe.
It's a beautiful day. You two should calm down. I'm trying to listen to the birds singing in the trees. Disturbing the peace isn't what an enforcer is supposed to do, right?
How dare you criticize my actions? Wait, is that a rifle you have on your back?
Yes, it is. Do you have a problem with that?
Of course I have a problem with that. Why are you carrying a rifle in the middle of the city?
I needed to protect myself. I'm used to fighting pirates in the air and thieves up in the mountains. There's no way I can part with my rifle.
You are in the city now. Your protection is the responsibility of the enforcers. I need to confiscate your weapon.
I can't allow that.
You will do as I say. We will return it to you once you leave Victoria. That is, I presume you were not born and raised in Victoria like this person here claims himself to be.
Oh, was that the answer I was supposed to pick?
I'm not. My name is Song Eve. I'm from Shangri-La, and this is really not the way to treat a foreign guest. I'm totally offended by your suggestion that I should hand in my rifle.
You will do as I say.
I will not.
I will have to use force then to uphold the law of Victoria.
Catch me if you can.
Stay there!
You are too slow. You really need more exercise.
How dare you!
What should I do? Help Song Eve rebel against tyranny? Help Constantine hold law and order? Say long farewell, we'll never meet again. Or so long farewell, we'll never meet again. I'll help Song Eve. I put one foot out in front of Constantine. He trips and falls flat on the ground.
What? Why did you do that? Do you not know what the consequences are?
Oops, sorry. I really did not do that on purpose.
Why you? I knew it. I'm definitely going to arrest you. You are coming with me to the enforcer's office.
Hey, are you trying to bully that kid? You should be dealing with me.
Quiet, you. I'll deal with you later.
Bang.
Oops. Looks like my rifle misfired.
Ridiculous. I cannot have any of that.
Catch me if you can. I'm out of here.
She sure runs fast. Constantine then turns to me, I fear the worst, as he glares at me like a hungry lion.
Listen. There is no escaping from me. I will find you, and I will deal with you. I promise you that.
He then starts chasing after the girl from Shangri-La. There's no escaping from that guy, is there? He surely will know where to look for me. This doesn't get any easier, does it? I should probably go back and ask Alice if there's anything I can do to get Constantine off my tail. What's wrong, Taka? Why do you look so exhausted? Alice, you have to help me. I just bumped into Constantine at Victoria Park and he demanded to see my papers. And papers you will give me or else face the consequences of the law. Yikes, how'd you get here so quickly? Do not underestimate me. I am Constantine, the enforcer of justice. Did you think I would release you so easily? I guess you weren't able to catch her Song Eve after all, were you? No, unfortunately, she was too quick for me, like a menacing ghost. So you're not as invincible as you make yourself out to be. Yes, not as invincible. I knew it. You look tough on the outside, but you're really just a comedic relief character. I'm a comedic relief character? What are you talking about? Are you trying to distract me? I'm here for your papers, not to talk about my failures. Hand in your papers now. What papers? Taka doesn't need papers. Taka's a Victorian. His father is Richter Knight, the founder of this coffee house, the most famous barista in Victoria. If he's famous, that's news to me. Enough of this nonsense. I ask again, Taka Knight, where are your papers? If you don't produce them to me now, I will have no choice but to arrest you. Be reasonable. There's nothing I can show you. I lost all my belongings a few days ago. Why can't you understand? There's a newspaper clipping of my father on the wall. Is that really difficult to understand? I have the right to be here? We're getting nowhere. I have no choice but to arrest you, Taka Knight. Arrest Taka? You can't do that. Taka needs to prepare for his barista test. That was before I discovered his trespassing. I did not trespass. You can't arrest me. Too much is at stake here. Yes, too much is at stake. The safety and order of Victoria is at stake. My job is to protect the city from scums like you who are trying to roam freely in the city without approval. What's going to happen to Taka? You'll be deported tomorrow, and since you don't have anyone to take the test, I'll be back the day after to close down this coffee house. No, you can't. We have been both working so hard. Quiet! Before I can say another word, Constantine has already handcuffed me. He dragged me out of the coffee house with me screaming and kicking. The crowd gathers to see what the commotion is about. Alice cries hopelessly as she sees me taken away. There's nothing she can do. The future is slowly fading away from us. Hold on a minute. Constantine throws me into a prison cell with handcuffs still cuffed to my wrist. The cell is dark and moldy. I smell rat poo. The stains are all over the cell floor, like urine which hasn't been cleaned for a decade. I can't stand being here for another minute. My stomach is aching. Hey, this place is disgusting. Don't you have better cells? Unfortunately, we don't. Enforcers don't get that much funding. You will just have to cope with these conditions for now. Not that you'll be here for long. By tomorrow morning, you'll be on a ship out of Victoria. To where? How would I know? Once you're out of Victoria, you're not my concern anymore. You can't just do that. I won't survive if you toss me into a random country. You have the responsibility to keep me alive. Listen, Taka, I don't care what happens to you after you leave Victoria. All I care about is, right at this moment, you are a menace to this city. You have obstructed me. Without you, that coffee house would have been closed down. You wasted my time. Put me in a limbo. You really don't have any empathy, do you? All you care about is yourself. That's not true. I care for justice, law, and order. That's not justice. The law is supposed to make people's lives better. What you're doing is just making everyone worse off. As if your accusations mean anything to me. The day you broke our law is the day you lost the moral high ground to accuse me. Now make use of your remaining hours in Victoria to repent for your insolence. By tomorrow, I expect you to behave properly. Not that you will be seen in a better light, but at least you will feel better as a person on the inside. Is this it? Is this the end? We're not going to survive out there? I don't have any kind of survival skills, and no one's going to help me this time. What am I going to do? Can anyone help me? Help. I really need someone to help me. Hey! What? Why are you back? I've already had enough talking to a rock. How dare you! I've come to give you your dinner. As soon as he says that, Constantine places the plate on the cell floor. I spot a cockroach fleeing away as soon as the plate hits the ground. Is that dinner? That looks gross. Quiet. You will eat and you will thank me for the food. Take the plate? Yeah, take the plate. I pick up the plate without saying another word. It smells weird. There's no way anyone can eat that. Good. Now eat it so you don't go hungry. I can't guarantee there'll be food for you tomorrow. I look at the plate again. There's something tiny moving on the surface of the muddy food. I take the plate and place it on the furthest corner while I sneak to the other corner. I hug my knees and start to weep. Alice, I'm so sorry. I couldn't help you. In the end, the coffee house is going to be closed down. No, I can't be like this. Need to find a way to get out of here. Who can help me? There must be someone. Why is everything so foggy? Is it because I've been crying? But still, such a headache. Why is my head spinning? This is killing me. I can't. I'm falling asleep. Why? The light begins to fade. I lose consciousness. I don't know how much time has passed. Darkness continues to last long through the hours. So, you are Taka Knight. Just who are you? Why is it in order that you must die? Who are you? Who are you? That is the question I should be asking you. I'm Taka Knight. And who is Taka Knight? Who am I? Yes, who am I? Who am I really? What is this dialogue? What? That's so stupid. Wait, come back. Taka! Wake up, Taka! Wake up! What did you do to him? Is this poison? The rats are all dead. This can't be. How could I have missed this? You will answer for this. Unlock the cell at once. But at once. Where am I? Why is the world so white? Why is it so cold, like snow? Mum?
Yes, Taka?
Why do airships move so slow? Dad said that from the place he was born, there are things called planes. They can fly over the harbor like shooting stars.
Airships don't move that slow. They are just so far away from us. That's why we feel that they move so slow. I've never seen a plane before, so I don't know what they are like. You better ask Daddy.
Mum, why can't I have a cup of coffee at the coffee house? I saw you give a cup to that girl last time. She was my age. Why can she have it, but I can't?
Dad's silly rules. I don't know why he insists you can't have coffee. You can have a cup of coffee the next time Dad is not around.
That's a promise?
Of course, Taka.
Mum, can I have broccoli for dinner tonight?
Of course you can. But why broccoli?
So I can build a forest inside my bowl.
Build a forest inside your bowl?
If I stick my broccoli on top of the rice, they look like a forest.
That's fine. But promise you'll finish your broccoli after you build your forest.
I promise. Mum,
Yes, Taka?
why isn't Daddy here?
Daddy's working at the coffee house.
But it's Sunday. The coffee house isn't open on Sunday.
You are smart, Taka. Yes, the coffee house isn't open today. I just wanted to spend some alone time with you.
Does that mean you don't love each other anymore?
Mom and Daddy still love each other. We just have different ideas of what to do with our lives.
Are you leaving me and Daddy, Mum?
No, Taka. Whatever decisions we make, we'll try to keep our family together. Nothing is more important than seeing you happy, Taka.
But she still left. And Dad refused to talk about her, ever. Why? Why did she leave? Okay. Is that my romance level? I have half a heart with Eliza. Chapter 5. Where am I? Is this my room? Taka, you're awake. Alice jumps up and hugs me. Was I poisoned? You are alright. You are alright. Not poisoned, but rather drugged. The whole prison was filled with sleeping gas when we arrived. That incompetent fool had fallen asleep himself, lying unconscious on the ground. I sit upright on my bed, and there I see a stranger in my room. I didn't know who he is. He's wearing a mask. But then I notice it's not just a mask. It's part of his body, a robotic face. Who are you? We haven't met, Taka. I am Sir Alex, an advisor to the king. Sir Alex? Advisor to the king? What's he doing here? What happened to his face? I must apologize to you, Taka. You were treated harshly. The enforcer's actions were utterly reprehensible. I will see to it that this does not go unpunished. I still don't understand. What happened? I was drugged? By whom? Why did they do it? I am looking for answers myself. I was passing by Taka Coffee House this evening when Alice told me about your situation. We ran as quickly as we could to get you out. By the time we arrived, we found you lying unconscious on the prison floor. I expected the worst, but fortunately you were only drugged. You did not suffer any physical injuries. So, I was drugged? Did someone try to kill me? Now I remember someone asking me who I was. Someone was asking me why I had to be killed. Ordered? To be killed? In that case, my suspicions have been confirmed. I think I have a good idea who might be behind this. You do? Now. Is Taka all right? What is he doing here? What are you doing here? Haven't you given us enough to worry about? Now, I apologize for what happened, but we have increased our security and this will never happen again. Since you are feeling better, I'm here to escort you back to your prison cell. Seriously? Escort me back to the prison cell? After everything that happened to me? How obnoxious is this guy? At this moment, all I want to do is punch him in the face. Twice. Thrice. No, 1,000,000 times, till his dumb smirky face turns into jam. I beg to differ. Mr. Knight isn't going anywhere. You will also cease your operations against him at once. But, Sir Alex, you cannot use your authority to overrule me. It is written in the law. And the law is written for the people. The actions I have witnessed indicate that you know nothing about the true meaning of the law. That is not true. I am the enforcer of the law, and Taka is clearly trespassing into Victorian territory. I, on the other hand, have reason to believe otherwise. I happen to know his parents, and they are clearly Victorian citizens. He's lying to you. A scum like him was born to Victorian parents? This must be a scam. Enough of this. Putting this matter aside, I was aghast with the conditions of the prison. That disgusting stench and leftover food lying on the floor. I'm disappointed with you. But I didn't make it that mess. Ugh, he forced me to eat the poo. What? No. That was a joke. Utterly despicable. Not to mention you were so easily drugged by mere sleeping gas. Security so easily compromised, this does lead me to question your capabilities. It was a sneak attack. I couldn't have foreseen it. Are you not a member of the House Clearwater? What would your family think of you if they knew of this incident? No, my family must not know of this incident. I have no intention to. But I now announce on behalf of the king that you will not attempt to deport Taka Knight ever again. I will also be recommending a full investigation on the conditions of your prison. Fine, I won't pursue this matter any further, but I'll be back once Mr. Knight has taken the barista test. Constantine storms out of the room, apparently not happy. I, on the other hand, feel a sense of vindication on my part. There's finally someone of authority who's on my side and is willing to put his trust in me. He is one of a kind, isn't he? Did you say he's a member of House Clearwater? Yes, he was born into a Cuppa family, though as a younger child he is no heir. He also lacks the charismatic flair of his brothers. But enough about him. Taka, do take some rest. Have matters to attend to, matters that will ensure your safety. Wait, don't go yet. I need to know. I need to know from you. What is it, Taka? You know my parents. You just told that to Constantine. Is that true? Yes, it is true. I was well acquainted with your parents. Then please tell me more about them. I really need to know. This can wait, Taka. The time will eventually come when I can tell you all I know about them. No, Sir Alex. After what happened today, I need to know. Who knows what will happen to me? Fine. I'll wait for you downstairs. Sir Alex walks out, leaving me and Alice in the room. I quickly jump out of bed, intending to follow Sir Alex downstairs. Taka, are you really all right? Shouldn't you get some rest? No, I'm fine. As Sir Alex said, it was just sleeping gas. I wasn't hurt. I immediately leap out of bed and head downstairs. But how come I wasn't hurt? If someone wanted to kill me, they did everything right. They even drugged Constantine. Someone was inside the prison talking to me. That person could have easily killed me. Sir Alex. Taka, the more I look at you, the more I find you to resemble your mother. I guess you and your father was stuck in the other world for quite some time. The other world? You mean you know where I'm from? I do. Richard told me about it. It was one of the few people he confided in with this piece of information. That's why, when you and your father disappeared, everyone presumed you were dead. I, on the other hand, suspected otherwise. I'm glad I was right. Tell me, Taka, how is your father? Is he well? I'd rather not talk about him. Oh. I'm sorry. I was one who wanted to ask about my parents, but we were never that close. I see that many things have changed since I last met him. Trauma does change a person, doesn't it? Trauma? All I can say is that the Richter I know is a person that made us all proud. I couldn't have asked for a better friend. Richter, before he disappeared, was highly regarded in Victoria. I saw the newspaper clipping on the wall. He won the Barista Championship. Do you know why he participated in the Barista Championship in the first place? No. Was there a reason? When Richter first arrived in Victoria, commoners were not allowed to become baristas. Only a small number of privileged cuppers could rise in the ranks. But Richter didn't care for the rules. He opened a little coffee stall and attracted a huge crowd from all spectrums of Victorian society to frequent. The cuppers were not happy. They tried to close him down, challenge him to duels. But he never gave up. There was one time when a cupper was on the verge of killing him during a duel. That's when Sarah jumped in and saved him. And that's how your father met your mother. Finally, Richter announced that he would challenge all the baristas at the championship. If he won, he would be granted a wish which he could use to change the laws, so everyone can become a barista. They tried to obstruct him. They put judges favorable to the cuppers, and they did everything to stop him. But in the end, he won, and it wasn't even close. So, if it were not for my dad, Victoria would still be controlled by cuppers. After winning the competition, he used his wish to ask the king to industrialize our nation. The barista test was set up so even commoners could rise in its ranks. He pushed for industrialization, so those who couldn't perform caffeine could use their own labor to build a better future. Your father is indeed a great man. So, he was influential in the coffee scene, but was he a good father? He was a good father. From what I saw, at least, that's true. He refused to work on Sundays because he wanted to take you out to the park and play. You do not have any memories of those? I'm afraid I don't. I see. Well, you were very young at the time. Anyway, I need to go. I promise you this, Taka. I will see to it that you are safe. From tomorrow onwards, no one will harm you. I will guarantee that. Your parents were great friends of mine, and I will not let any harm come to their only son. I watch as Sir Alex walks out the door. I see him walking away at an urgent pace. I cannot say I'm not touched by Sir Alex's words, spoken with conviction. He feels like a father figure to me, a father I never had in my life in that other world. Intermission. What did I do? What did I do? You did what you had to. No, this can't be real. This can't be. Calm down, my child. I am proud of you. How can you be proud of me? You killed me? Oh, but isn't that what makes me proud? Nobody else could have done it. Nobody else except you. There is a special place in hell for her. Yayoi is fully aware of what she has done. She has just condemned herself to the ultimate hell, the Avisi, or the Avisi. It is the deepest level of the realms of hell, reserved for those who have committed the ultimate sin, the killing of their own mother. Blood is splattered across her white pale face. Her gown is stained in crimson red, the color of violence and betrayal. A betrayal indeed, for who would have thought the Lord of the Underworld would be assassinated by her own child? Yayoi, you are now officially Lady Argyle. You have passed your ritual. Now don't be sad. Don't feel guilty. Many generations of Argyles have ascended to the title by killing their own blood. What you have done is only tradition. Tradition? Now, my Yayoi, my dearest Yayoi, swear to me that you'll finish your mission. My mission? You will kill Taka Knight. I will kill Taka Knight? But I don't want this. I never wanted this. Oh, my child. Was there ever a choice? By the time Sir Alex and Alice both left the coffee house, it was already past midnight. I lay on my bed for a few more hours before getting up at 7. The streets seem unusually quiet today. I peek out of the window. There is barely anyone walking around. Usually at this time of the day, the streets are bustling with activity. The first time I saw the level of activity, I was surprised. It seemed that Victoria is a city of early risers. It feels contagious, and I have no problem getting up early now. But today, it's just too quiet. I walk down the stairs and catch Alice walking towards me. Good morning, Taka. Something has happened. Are you all right? You look really frightened. Well, we just heard Lady Argyle was assassinated last night. She was shot dead. What? This is serious, Taka. Everyone in the neighborhood is so nervous. Sorry, Alice, but who is Lady Argyle? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know who she is. Lady Argyle is the Lord of the Underworld. She is one of the most powerful cuppers in Victoria, from the original 5 founding families. So, she's a cupper. Someone like Lady Stanley or Constantine? That is indeed serious. No, Taka. I don't think you get how serious this is. We won't be that nervous if Lady Stanley or Lord Aberdeen suddenly passed away. But Lady Argyle, that's different. I don't really understand. Aren't they all cupper houses of equal stature? Let me explain it to you from the very beginning. Victoria was founded more than 200 years ago when Princess Victoria landed on this little barren island and proclaimed herself queen. The land was tiny and had no natural resources, but it had the advantage of easy access to the main coffee-growing regions around the world. When everyone had its doubts, Princess Victoria believed that one day Victoria will prosper and become the world's coffee trading capital. And she was right. In a mere 20 years, Victoria set itself a foundation as the most powerful city-state across the South Seas, with a merchant fleet that rivaled the strongest civilizations in human history. After everything was settled, she started to reward her 4 loyal followers who have assisted her in accomplishing the impossible journey across this globe. The first was Lady Aberdeen. She was the bodyguard of the princess and had sworn to protect the princess from any harm. She was awarded governorship of the east side of the island. For centuries, House Aberdeen became the champion and protector of the weak and poor. In the land where they govern, the people live inside a harmonious, closely knit community where everyone looked out for each other. The Aberdeens looked after the people, and the people trusted them. Then there was Lord Stanley. He was given the west side of the island, where the nobles who followed the princess from the old continent settled. The old nobles were proud and refined people, and they demanded privileges to equal their previous status. The House Stanley always had a way with the human heart. They know how to listen and know how to please. The Stanleys maintained the relationship of the restless nobles until one day they forgot they were nobles and proudly called themselves Victorians. And then there was Lady Clearwater. She was given control of Victorian's navy. This did not surprise anyone, as House Clearwater were the processors of the fire Caffeine. Her fleet will patrol the seas and make sure the waterways are free from pirates and enemies. Over 2 centuries, the world had only known peace at sea. As long as the clear waters patrol the oceans, trade will prosper. Then there was Lady Argyle. To everyone's surprise, Princess Victoria gave House Argyle control of the harbor. House Argyle was also given free rein to levy tariffs on behalf of the crown. This gave the Argyles full control of the coffee trade. There were protests. The other cuppers felt that Lady Argyle could not be trusted with the harbor. Lady Argyle was well known for her madness and unpredictability. But the princess dismissed all their doubts, stating that among the 4 remaining houses there is no one else she trusts more than House Argyle to protect the crown's interests. To be fair, House Argyle was instrumental in bringing Victoria into the Golden Age. They promoted trade and built up the infrastructure of Victoria at a stunning pace. But throughout the 2 centuries, they have also amassed a significant amount of wealth for themselves. They started to recruit a network of thugs, building an underworld network that controlled all operations at the harbor. There is a saying that she who controls the harbor controls the coffee trade. She who controls the coffee trade controls the world. That's very Dune. Which makes House Argyle the de facto ruler of the world, with enormous powers that even the crown cannot rival. So, this assassination is basically against the most powerful woman in the world. Exactly, that is why everyone's so worried. We hope that another civil war won't break out in the next couple of days. Blood might be spilled, so we need to be careful. And you should be careful as well, Taka.
Of course I will. The person who tried to poison me is still out there. Wait. Something doesn't add up. Sir Alex told me yesterday that he will take care of it. And today... Alice, did you know something I don't know?
Oh, I guess I'm not good at keeping secrets from you, am I?
It's true. Sir Alex told you something.
Well, I don't know if I should say it here, but...
Then Alice lets it spill. When I was asleep in coma after getting poisoned, Sir Alex told Alice who he was suspecting all along as the culprit. Lady Argyle. My heart shivers as I realize that I made an enemy of such a powerful house, but fears turned into confusion. I don't remember anything I did to trigger the wrath of this powerful woman. That's when Alice dropped another bombshell towards me.
Apparently, Sir Alex thinks it has to do with family grudges.
Family grudges? My parents did something to offend House Argyle? What could it be? It seems that Sir Alex didn't say anything else, so I'm at a blind of what could this all mean? I'm at a blind, what?
Sir Alex did mention something about the Civil War and that my family was always fighting against the power of the Cuppers.
But what bothers me most is how quickly this matter has turned violent. It couldn't just be coincidence that Lady Argyle got assassinated the day before I got poisoned. Sir Alex said he was going to protect me. Then this happened. Just how much power does this man hold in the city?
Sir Alex? I couldn't imagine he'll do such a thing. But it's not a secret that Sir Alex and House Argyle don't get along. Sir Alex is a proponent of industrialization, and House Argyle has always been skeptics to it.
Yes, assassination is pushing it too far. No one would go that far just to protect me, would they? Anyway, I should head off.
Head off? Where are you going?
I need to prepare for my barista test.
Really? The whole city is in chaos and you're still thinking of the test?
I know, but I shouldn't allow these things to distract me. Constantine is not going to hassle me about my papers, but that just means he's going to be stricter with the test.
I'm not sure, Taka. I'm a bit afraid for you going out.
That's when I realize Alice is genuinely scared. Ah, I should have noticed. Alice is born here. The death of Lady Argyle must have shocked her. Someone like me would probably never be able to understand. I should find a way to cheer her up. So, Alice, you really don't want to hear my coffee puns?
Coffee puns? Why are you suddenly bringing up coffee puns?
Just figured we'd be talking about gloomy stuff for a while. Might as well say something more cheerful.
Fine, Taka. I'll hear one coffee pun from you, but if I don't laugh, then that's it. No more coffee puns for the day.
Alright, I'm gonna make you laugh so hard you wish you didn't say that.
Try me.
What's Sumatra with you? It's a it's a beautiful day. You roast my heart sweet and dark. Hey Alice, it's a beautiful day today, don't you think so? Get it? Beautiful day as in beautiful day? I'm a genius. Taka, I get it, but what's so funny about the pun? I guess it didn't work. Taka, if you continue with these terrible puns, I might just have to call you Cheesy Taka. No. One more pun, please. Alice, hear one more pun for me. I promise it'll be good this time. Fine, Taka. I'll hear one coffee pun from you. If I don't laugh, then... okay, yeah, sure. Same thing. What's the macho? Hey, Alice, what's the macho with you today? What's Sumatra with me? Well, I heard that Sumatra is a major coffee bean exporting region, so it makes sense, right? What's Sumatra? What's the matter? What's the matter with you? That's so funny. Taka, I'm trying to pity you and laugh a little, but I just can't. That pun was terrible. Alright, I knew it. What's this? You roast my heart sweet and dark? Well, that's not even a good pun. Oh, that's actually not bad. But I wouldn't call that a coffee pun. It's not really funny. It's more like a pickup line. I knew it. I'm probably more comfortable with flirting. I should give up on puns and focus on picking up girls on the street instead. Why not? It's not like Victorian men don't try. I get approached by men on the street every other day. I haven't had much success since I've come to Victoria, but it feels like girls expect something different here. What lines do you use? Huh. What do you do to a girl when you approach her? What lines do you use? What do I give her? What lines do I use? I'd use something like... Let's make out like coffee, hot and steamy. Girl, you must be in need of a double espresso because you're looking extra shot. May you be my coffee bean so I can be your grinder? These are all stupid as hell. What? Taka? No, that's terrible. No wonder the girls are not receiving you well. You're too blunt. If I had received that card from you on the street, I'd definitely run away like in embarrassment. Wait, what do you mean by receiving that card? I was thinking of speaking to them. Speak to them? No, you give them a card. Oh no, do you mean you actually say those lines to a girl? That's scandalous. No wonder you're not having any success. What? What do you mean? Ain't I supposed to approach a girl and say my pickup line? No, Taka, you print out your lines on a courting card and give it to them. Then the girl can decide whether to accept it or not. A courting card? What's a courting card? Here, let me show you. I think I have one here. May I have the pleasure to escort you to a coffee house so we may both perform our love caffeine? If yes, keep this card. If no, may I paddle in the water and watch you swim by. What the hell? What is this? A dolphin card? It's not called a dolphin card. I do have to say the dolphins on the card are really cute. I read out the lines on the card. Aloud. May I have the pleasure to escort you to a coffee house so we can both perform our love caffeine? Yeah. So Victorian girls like dolphins? Taka, don't you see the beauty in this card? The message is subtle but elegant. It's not pushy, but leaves enough flirtatious stint to arouse a little bit of emotions in a lady's heart. And the dolphins, they aren't just any dolphins. They're pink dolphins. Love dolphins. You can always see them swimming in the seas of Victoria in pairs. It's the best analogy for romance. Alright, so dolphins are a thing here. I'll keep that in mind. I usually reject these cards, but I asked the gentleman if I could keep this one even though I had no interest in him, because the dolphins were too cute. Alright, so now all I have to do is print my lines out on cards and I can start to dolphin out with the Victorian girls. Oh no, Taka, don't use your pickup lines. Here, just take this card and give it to someone you like. Alice seems to be more cheerful now. Should probably not give her any more cheesy puns or else she'll get angry at me. But anyway, thanks, Taka. I know you're giving me cheesy puns to cheer me up. And I guess I succeeded in some ways, didn't I? Anyway, I should get going. So, are you going to meet Ocean? Ocean told me not to bother going back until I've taken some cupping lessons at the Coffee Academia. So I'll have to visit the coffee girl first. Coffee girl? You mean Eliza? Ha, you remember her. After that, I could pay Angry Girl a visit. Oh, Expressive Girl said there's a free masterclass at Sparkwood.
Wait, Taka. Are you giving out nicknames to every girl you meet? How many girls are on your list? You've only been in Victoria for a few days. Not that many. I've been traveling around the city a lot, you know. And you're planning to go to 3 places in one day? Do you have the stamina to cope with so many girls? What are you talking about? What's stamina? Just trying to be efficient. We don't have much time before the test, you know. Anyway, where should I head off to first? Well, we're gonna see Mel, of course. Walk in to find the coffee house bustling with activity. Here at Sparkwood, the assassination has failed to dampen anyone's mood. Such a contrast with what I saw on the streets earlier. It seems that the working class care little about the quarrels and murder plots of their troublesome overlords. Now, Espresso Masterclass. Did Mel say I have to win a coffee quiz? What is this coffee quiz anyway? If it's a quiz about coffee, then I'm totally unprepared. I should have asked her for a bit more info. Where is she? So many questions I had to ask her. Alright everyone, just a reminder that today's coffee quiz will end in 5 minutes. Anyone who hasn't submitted their answers yet, please do so now. Coffee quiz ending in 5 minutes? What am I supposed to do? Yoo-hoo!
There you are. Thought you would never come.
Hey Mel, I'm not going to give up a chance on a free Espresso Masterclass. Just tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Just answer 3 simple questions, and you get a chance to win a copy of Nakamoto's book. Win the coffee quiz by getting all 3 questions correct, and you get an Espresso Masterclass. Here's your paper, and here are your questions.
I'll look at the paper first question. Who is the founder of Sparkwood? This is kind of a giveaway question, isn't it?
You wouldn't believe how many people get it wrong. Just checking, but you do know the answer, right?
Wait, why are these 2 the same answers? Hiroko Nakamoto? Oh, Nakamoto. Nice, you were listening. I was worried you'd already forgotten everything I told you from last time. I'll leave you to answer the other questions. It wouldn't be fair to help you all the way. Looks like she's gone back to the counter. Let me take a peek at the bookshelf. I'll just write Hiroko Nakamoto for the first answer. But anyway, it's only 2 more questions. I'll get this over with quickly. Who is the most beautiful, smart, and hardworking barista currently working at Sparkwood? And she has gorgeous brown hair, the cheekiest, most helpful smile. Wait, what is this? And the brightest personality that will make every man fall to his knees, begging to worship her in the altar besides Aphrodite? Mel wrote this quiz herself, didn't she? How egotistic can she be to write such a shameless description of herself? This is a trap. If I write her name, then it means I agree with everything she's written here. But if I don't, then I won't get the Espresso Masterclass. Whose name should I write? Alright, Mel. I can't believe I'm falling right into her trap. As a man with principle, I will not bend my knees and be a yes man to her ridiculous statements. But a real man also understands that there are times knees need to be bent to fulfill a higher principle. This is for Taka Coffee House. Alright, Mel in the answer column. Last question. When our founder, Queen Victoria, first set foot on Victoria, what were her first words to her fellow advisors? How would I know? Oh wait, that's a multiple choice question. 1. A small step for the lady, 1 giant leap for humankind. I hereby call this land Victoria, and we shall build the city that will last for eternity. Sounds legit. 2. This place is awful, barren rocks and mosquitoes everywhere. This will not do. I demand to return at once. This could be legit as well. Any well-privileged queen who sets foot on barren land would probably not be happy. What's the last answer? No volcanoes? No hot springs? Where shall I get inspiration for my fan service chapter where my protagonist accidentally sees me naked outdoors while soaking inside my hot bath? What is this? Mel sure has a really good imagination. There's no way a queen would say anything like that. What shall I choose?
I mean, she did mention this, but I don't know if that was the first thing she said. Alright, I'll go for Queen Victoria the Grumpy. It's better than the wild guess. 1 minute left. Oh wait, I guess... Yeah, I guess we'll do this. I'm pretty sure that's right, though. At least that's what I remember from the opening intro, is the mosquito comment. One minute left. I see that you've just finished your quiz. Let me collect your sheet. You don't want your hard work to amount to nothing if you forget to hand it in, would you? It's not really hard work. It was only 3 questions. What if a lot of people get all 3 questions correct? I can assure you, my friend, that never happens. We do this quiz every day. Sometimes we run out of ideas and we use the same questions from previous days, but only 1 or 2 people ever gets them correct. You have to understand, customers who come to this coffee house are not the brightest. They follow the gossip columns of celebrities and scandals more. Now, will you excuse me? Seriously? One of the questions is a giveaway. Well, 2 if you're willing to set aside your own pride.
Alright, now it's time to announce the answers of today's coffee quiz. Today's winner will get a book from the one and only Nakamoto.
Boo, I hate books. It's too thick to slip under the table. Could have been a nice leg support.
Hey, don't you dare use it as a leg support. And of course, don't forget the winner will also get an espresso masterclass.
Now that's more like it.
Alright, the answers of today's coffee quiz are... Question 1. Who is the founder of Sparkwood? The answer is Hiroko Nakamoto.
Oh, it isn't Mr. Sparkwood?
Seriously? The answer is on the bookshelf. You didn't even bother to look?
I hate books. I'm not going near that shelf.
Your loss. The next question. Who is the most...
Just tell us the answer. We all know what the answer is. That question is present in every quiz.
Alright. But how come no one ever gets it right? The answer is, of course, Mel. For who can beat the charm of this exotic lady that stands before you?
I can't believe she can say that with a straight face.
Last question. What did Queen Victoria say to her fellow advisors when they first set foot on Victoria?
We will build a shanty town called East End and kick all the poor in?
No, Queen Victoria didn't say that. There wasn't even an East End during her reign.
Oh, and I thought she came up with that brilliant idea.
The answer is, of course, no volcanoes, no hot springs. Then where shall I get inspiration for my fan service chapter where my protagonist accidentally sees me naked outdoors while soaking inside my hot bath?
What? She didn't say that. What the hell is that all about? Was that not in the intro? I don't really recall that.
Huh? And question. The answer is The answer is, of course. Last question. No, Queen Victoria. The answer is, of course, no volcanoes, no hot springs. Then where shall I get inspiration for my fan service chapter where my protagonist accidentally sees me naked outdoors while soaking inside my hot bath? Her first words, too embarrassing to be put into history books, are still widely circulated in official records from the heydays of Victoria's birth.
What?
Taka, are you alright? Did you just fall off your chair?
I am not alright. Are you kidding me? How can that be the answer?
Why so surprised? Teenage girls of her age, of course, have sexual fantasies. She is known to be very blunt with her feelings.
Teenage girl? She was still very young when she became Queen of Victoria? Just kill me.
Anyway, it seems we have a winner. And the winner of today's coffee quiz is... Taka Knight! Well done, Taka. You got all 3 questions correct.
Wait, if he got all 3 questions correct, does that mean he wrote your name down for question 2? Uh-oh. Ooh, an admirer, and a shameless one. Well done, Mel. You finally earned yourself an admirer who will do your bidding. This is bad.
Oh, Taka, I'm so flattered. I didn't expect you to hold me in such high regard.
You wrote that answer yourself.
At least be a little more modest of your feelings towards me. You're making me blush.
I just want to dig a hole and hide inside forever. How did the cool and reserved Taka, who never gives a damn about pleasing girls, gets trapped in into such a position? Kill me, please.
Hey, Taka, don't be so sad. We're just kidding. Now come and accept your prize.
Hey, Taka, what did you think of the quiz? What's the deal with these coffee quizzes anyway? Seriously, you need to read Nakamoto's book. The coffee quiz was Nakamoto's idea to create a public place that encourages an intellectual debate and innovation. Do you know why coffee houses are called coffee houses? Because it's a house that sells coffee? You are right, but there's more to it. The name coffee house started becoming popular in the old Victorian Empire at around the 17th century. After the Battle of Vienna, the fleeing Mohicans who lost the battle left 20,000 sacks of coffee beans on the battlegrounds. A cupper called Kochiski decided to take all the coffee beans which no one else wanted and opened the first coffee house in Vienna. People from all walks of life began to frequent these coffee houses. There were intellectual discussions, gossip, and a lot of flirting. But when Victoria was founded, the mystic veil behind the powers of the caffeine turned coffee houses into sacred temples of worship. Coffee prices were too expensive. Only cuppers drank coffee to perform the powers of caffeine. Intellectual discussion gave way to practicality. That's why Nakamoto wanted to revive the coffee houses, which were once called penny universities. Sell coffee at affordable prices so common people can once again frequent coffee houses for intellectual debates and socialization. Of course, no one minds a good flirt. I know that's your favorite. But anyway, congratulations, Taka. You get to be my student at Mel's Daily Espresso Masterclass. Wait, your student? Didn't you get the memo? I will be the amazing barista to teach you all the perks of pulling the perfect espresso. You should be more excited about it. You know, I thought everyone would be more eager to answer the quiz. Wait, what? Stop doing auto. Stop it. Interesting. You are so lucky. On a normal day, everyone will be begging me to show them how to extract all the essence from my precious beans. Now you get to have me all by yourself. Don't say it like that. Don't say it so loud. People misunderstand. Look over there, Taka. The expression machine is the pride of Sparkwood, Aphrodite's helmet. It's called Aphrodite's helmet? Look at that. The essence of beauty. The epitome of coffee technology. What we lack in the quality of coffee beans, we make up with our commitment to precision and consistency. Aphrodite's helmet can produce 8 bars of pressure. I calibrated all of them this morning, so each machine gives out 45 grams of espresso with 23 grams of coffee grinds. Look at this beautiful beast. That's an oxymoron. Is it a beauty or a beast? It's both. Look behind you. Sparkwood's automatic coffee bean dispenser. The dispenser comes with its own steam-driven automatic grinder. Just turn the wheel and the dispenser will transfer the right amount of coffee beans to the grinder. Once the coffee beans are in the grinder, they are automatically triggered and will start grinding the coffee beans into a fine grind, suitable for brewing the best shot of espresso. Ooh, I can smell the sweet coffee grinds, even from here. Yes, the smell of freshly roasted premium coffee beans being crushed by the burr grinders releases an aromatic substance into the air. Now, look what we have here. This is a portafilter, one of the most important equipment for making a good espresso. We use this to capture the grind, which we then transfer to the espresso machine. But first, we use a tamper to give the coffee grinds a good push. This is to make sure there's less space for water to move through the coffee grinds, allowing more time for it to react. Have you heard of the 3 factors governing the quality of coffee brew? Time, grind size, and temperature. Unlike the pour-over and the siphon, which require 3 to 4 minutes to brew, the espresso only takes 25 to 35 seconds. Yes, 25 to 35 seconds. Remember that. Now that everything is in place, I will lock the portafilter into the espresso machine and start to pull my brew. After waiting for 6 seconds, the golden brown liquid slowly pours out from the portafilter into a cup. And here you have the espresso. And all it took was 25 seconds. 25 seconds is all you need to brew coffee with the espresso method. Look at the 3 layers slowly moving towards each other. The crema, a dark caramel color which gives the espresso its slight bitterness, is also where the oil essence is located. This is where the aroma is dispersed from. Then you have the body, which contains the mild sweetness of the espresso shot. Finally, you have the heart, which contains the acidity. All 3 layers combined, and you get a complex flavor characteristic of an espresso. This espresso shot is pure heaven. Or this espresso shot is pure heaven. It's lunchtime, everyone. Get to your positions.
Oh no, it's lunchtime. Taka, don't just stand there. Go and turn on the coffee dispensers now.
What? Turn on the coffee dispensers?
Yes, we need to brew 15 espresso shots in the next 3 minutes. I already see my loyal customers running towards us. You don't want them to trample you in anger if they don't get their coffee on time, right?
Nope. I run to the nearest dispenser and start filling up the grinders, transferring them to the espresso machine with my portafilter. Start using the tamper to press the coffee, I start using my tamper to press on the coffee grinds, locking the portafilter into position. Out pours a golden mouse's tail. Soon after, my espresso is ready.
Not good enough.
You did not press the grind with your tamper hard enough. Hard enough. Look at that shot. It's coming out in 4 sections. Wait. Not good enough. You did not press the grind with your tamper hard enough. Look at that shot. It's coming out in 4 seconds. We have to make sure the espresso shot does not flow out from the portafilter before the 6th second. Anything quicker than that means the espresso was under-extracted.
Throw that away and do it again.
Yes, boss. It takes me a while to get the espresso shot right, but when I do, I feel a sense of accomplishment. But then a thought creeps into my mind. Why am I doing this? I don't work here. Finally, the busy hour is over. I sit back in my chair, totally hammered. Thank you, Taka. You were such a great help. I hope you learned much from your espresso masterclass. Now remember to come back the day after for your follow-up lesson. Wait, there's a follow-up lesson? Of course.
You need to keep practicing your espresso pull every day. Otherwise, your skills will always be green to the core.
Sure, I'll be back the day after. Am I getting paid for this? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, I'll be back the day after. It was fun.
I'm so happy to hear that. You should be proud of yourself.
I leave the coffee house holding my head up high. I'm finally one step closer to helping Alice save the coffee house. Where should I head to next? I should go visit Eliza. But with that being said, why don't we stop it there? This is Audapostrophe. You've been watching Caffeine, Victoria's Legacy, running on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, this is a... I have to say this is a very original concept for a visual novel. I mean, obviously not the being trapped in another world concept. I mean, that is probably overused at this point. But it is written in such a way that, you know, blending all the coffee analogies and kind of weaving that into a world, I think that's pretty clever. It doesn't always hit, but I think the times it does hit, it does make you appreciate the amount of care and work that went into writing all this stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, I've had a lot of fun reading it. Hopefully you've had a lot of fun listening and watching, and if you're interested in seeing the rest of it, I mean, I'm certainly going to play the rest of it, and you know, hopefully you'll be there with me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.